The disease produced by particulate air pollution in the cardiovascular system is the same that is produced by smoking cigarettes. So on a day like today, everyone along the Wasatch Front becomes a cigarette smoker. That includes unborn children in their mother's wombs, children out playing, adults, no one escapes. We know from extensive scientific investigation that particulate air pollution very rapidly causes a low-grade inflammation of all of the arteries in the body. The combination of all of these effects leads to the development of several conditions that affect the overall health and shorten the life of everyone who's forced to breathe. Another effect that particulate air pollution has on our body is to increase our blood pressure. The narrowing occurs within minutes of breathing polluted air. It happens in everyone, children and adults. However, the increase in blood pressure can be very dramatic in those who already suffer from high blood pressure. These effects all add up to increase in mortality, an increase in chronic illness, and these illnesses are things that we sometimes don't really associate with air pollution. They're things like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and atherosclerotic arterial disease, and coronary artery disease. We know and have known for many years that particulates in air pollution cause an increase in heart attacks and strokes. Much of the research that was done early on these effects was done right here along the Wasatch Front. The mortality rates for heart attack and stroke increase in a community within hours of exposure to particulate air pollution. And those effects last for up to 30 days after the exposure has been terminated or the air quality improves. What that means is that between 1,000 and 2,000 people a year die prematurely along the Wasatch Front due to our poor air quality. And that was calculated using a formula from the American Heart Association that they published a little over a year ago. There's no safe level of particulate air pollution that you can breathe. The EPA has established a national ambient air quality standard for particulate matter, and it's at 35 micrograms per cubic meter of air. However, these standards are not protective enough. The National Ambient Air Quality Standard that we know and that we are living by does not protect human health, and negative health impacts occur at levels even below the National Ambient Air Quality Standard. The EPA knows this, and it knows it well. The EPA has been pressured by political forces and by business interests not to lower the National Ambient Air Quality Standard, and we are all paying the price for that. That means that small reductions in the levels of pollution in our air can have a much greater impact on public health.
I'm going to keep it very short. My name is Jeremy Nichols. I'm the Climate and Energy Program Director for Wild Earth Guardians. We are a West-wide nonprofit environmental organization working with the physicians and the moms to bring this lawsuit to bear and to follow through with it, hopefully with success. This is a very simple clean air issue. Kennecott has for years violated its production limits. It claims that it was granted the authority to violate those limits by the state. Our position is that the state was erroneous, that they should not have granted those production increases, and that they were an accomplice in the matter, basically. And when it's all said and done, the buck still stops with Kennecott, Utah Copper, and Rio Tinto. And that's why we brought this lawsuit today. Yes, we're concerned about the state granting Kennecott permits to increase its production limits above what is legally allowed. We're very concerned about that. But first and foremost, we're concerned about corporate responsibility and about ensuring Kennecott does what it's supposed to do. You know, it's incredibly unfortunate that they have managed to get to this point. As we can see today, we have extremely serious, very real air quality problems along the Wasatch Front. From our perspective, we want to see Kennecott start coming up with solutions instead of making the problem worse, or worse, even denying there's a problem. There's people at stake here, and there's communities at stake, and there's families at stake. This isn't an esoteric or arbitrary issue. Clean air matters for us all, and we hope to ensure that it matters for Kennecott at some point. So we're looking forward with following through with this lawsuit. We will keep everybody posted. I want to say we just got copies of the lawsuit. There's a couple hard copies there. I apologize for not bringing more. We will have a copy posted on our website. It's wildearthguardians.org.